Hey, Father Taylor here. It's August 6th, and it's time for your weekly eBlast. So, a couple of things coming up. So, first of all, I'm going to talk about COVID and church services in general. Currently, if you've been listening, certainly you know that there's a rise in COVID, including in Connecticut, although the numbers are extremely small compared. Nevertheless, there are large institutions, workplaces in Connecticut, like, well, where my wife works, which if you're going to go indoors now, you're required to wear a mask. Here's our situation for this week. We are not requiring you to wear a mask. However, we strongly support if you would like to attend a service, indoors or out, and wear a mask. We are all for it and we get it. So currently, right now, we're still on that borderline of requiring it. So uh, here's part of the rationale about not requiring it for this week. Statistics show that in Granby, for instance, nearly 100% of people 65 and over have been vaccinated. It's pretty amazing. I think the statistics in Simsbury are not quite the same, but what that comes down to is most of our people who choose to come to an indoor service have been vaccinated. Where that gets hard is if you want to bring your kids to an indoor service. So we highly recommend, despite the fact that it feels like you have to get up earlier, that if you want to bring your kids, and we want you to, is to bring your kids to the 8:30 service. We have kids programs at 8:30. And part of the rationale is we're outdoors, it's safer for your kids who cannot be vaccinated. So this Sunday, we are not requiring masks. I would ask, I would ask that despite the fact that it feels very normal for everyone to sit on the aisle, that you think about greater spacing. I would like you to consider, I highly recommend greater spacing to come to church this Sunday. Greater spacing means that, like, if there's a person in a pew ahead of you, try skipping a pew and don't gang up on the aisle, so to speak. So this week we're not enforcing, we're not requiring, but we're recommending. We're recommending spacing. We are certainly honoring and suggesting masks, but we're not requiring it. Next week may be all different. So that's the story on indoors. Outdoors, we're still meeting at 8:30. The weather forecast is really good. Folks who have come to that service find it great. And we know that as long as we keep, a fair distance and don't go crazy about how close we get in our greetings, we know that you can still attend the outside service with perhaps a greater degree of safety. So vaccinations, distancing, masks, these are all part of helping us to keep church going. So I'm making some recommendations, but they're not requirements for this week. We may have to make those changes depending on how things go. So that's the situation for this Sunday. Two, we have the retreat tomorrow, a mini retreat. And I think you all should be going on a 3-day retreat where you go away and really get some time to be quiet and to be centered in the Lord. But I know that that's almost impossible for you to do and silly for me to ask. However, tomorrow we have a mini retreat. It starts at 8:30 and it'll be over by noon. So by noon, you'll be in the parking lot, if not gone already. Which means it's kind of like going to a couple of tag sales and then to Big Y to do your shopping and you're home by noon. So it is not a huge amount of time. Just put that out there because some people hear retreat. Oh my gosh, there goes my Saturday. You really need it. I'm telling you, you need it spiritually for your life. And because you live out of your inner life, you need it for all of your life. It's not just a religious thing. You need this because of the stress, busyness, preparations for things, and for your relationship with Jesus. So I can't require you to come to retreat, but I highly recommend that you come to this retreat. We have about 25 people signed up right now for the retreat. Last time we did an evening version of this, we had 22 people signed up and 40 came. So I imagine there'll be more than 25 people tomorrow. So here's the deal. First of all, before you leave the house, bring a mask just in case, but also bring a water, bring a snack. I don't know if we will be able to do like the full, if you've come to my retreats before, I usually have croissants, my favorites, muffins. I usually have a protein like yogurt or maybe some cheese or some chicken things. So I usually have kind of like a balance there and some good things to eat. Usually serve coffee. Tomorrow, I'm not sure that I'm not going to have time to be able to get all that done. So I'm asking you to bring your coffee, bring your tea, bring your stuff to drink, bring your snacks. If you want to be bold and you have time and you can stop and get a box of Joe or whatever the Starbucks version of that, that'd be great. That'd be a big help for me. But we're, as opposed to previous retreats where I really tried to pour out the hospitality, not sure if we can do it together, certainly indoors. And I'm not sure if I'm going to have time. I got a funeral coming up in a few minutes, and I'm just out straight this weekend. So to guarantee that you get through the retreat, keep your blood sugars at the right level. Bring a snack, bring a couple of peaches, bring a muffin, have a good time. Bring that with you. Now, so you need pen, paper, or if like I often take notes on my phone or my iPad. If that's the way you do notes, bring that. But you're going to need to write some things down to think about and record your thoughts. Secondly, as you heard my midweek version of this, you will be able to attend the retreat both together, and we'll use the sanctuary. Sanctuary is not a great place for a retreat because you can't move around, you can't see other people, but we can put the whole thing on Zoom, which is why we're doing it indoors. All the speakers will have microphones to make sure you can hear well, and it will be on Zoom. So if you're attending in person, try to come a little before 8:30 to get yourself set up. If you feel comfortable attending the retreat from inside the church, that's where we will broadcast from. We'll be streaming from inside the church. However, we will also provide a link for the Trinity staff Wi-Fi. There's less users, so it's much more powerful. And then afterwards, we're going to ask you to lose that link so we can use that for staff. But we're going to bring you in so you could sit. For instance, you could sit in the Memorial Garden. You could bring your favorite outdoor chair, and you could sit, near the church. Some people say that they can actually see a video from under the tent, which is a little bit distance from the church. But you can sit around the church and participate in the retreat. I've also told you that it's very difficult to have a full retreat if you do it from home. There's too many distractions. You can't get unlocked from things that you have responsibilities for. So come tomorrow. You can be a part of the retreat, even if you don't come inside the building. So we have both of those. And third, because it's on Zoom, if you are a person who cannot get out and come, you can still attend the retreat by joining us on Zoom. We do not have our professional Zoom crowd, to staff to run that. I think I'm running the Zoom once we get going. So good luck with that. But anyway, I'll be doing the Zoom. Mose will be coming in. We'll be broadcasting that. So you can attend from home if you have to, and you can still attend by being in the parking lot or the Memorial Garden, on the steps of the church. There's a variety of ways you can attend. You know what? You could even be in the building, but in a vacant room and attend the retreat. You can be up in the hall, and there'll be less people, and attend the retreat. You can be in our new foyer area and attend the retreat. And a couple of you, with the doors open, can even meet in the chapel and have a full air exchange. And just a couple of you can be in the chapel. So there's a variety of ways you can come to the retreat without having to worry about what happens if we're all packed in the same room. We're all going to be spread out. There's plenty of opportunities, and we will guide you in that tomorrow morning. So I really ask you to think about coming to the retreat and bring a friend. There is a Zoom link in today's eBlast that you can see. and you are welcome to grab that Zoom link either prior to coming, so you can join, or if you're going to be at home, you can check in on the Zoom link too. So those are the big announcements for this weekend. Summer's coming. I'll just let you know that there is a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes at church. We have a new mission initiative that's taking place where people are learning how to and being trained to how to discern where God is at work outside of church in the community. And we had a great and very fascinating weekend last week talking about that. So that's going on. We're reorganizing the way we do pastoral care. We're going to be totally reorganizing how we do that to make sure that everyone is taken care of, and that we don't allow people to somehow fall between the cracks because we haven't seen you. So there's a lot of things kind of moving ahead with a newer version of church in the COVID, post-COVID, re-up of COVID. It's a weird stage. Things change seems like to be day to day. So one thing that doesn't change is Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. That's what the scripture says. And as you'll hear on Sunday, we're called not so much simply to follow a religious life, but we're invited to come and to know Jesus as the very bread of life. And that's what we'll be talking about. How is that possible? We'll be talking about that on Sunday. So God bless you. And hopefully we'll see some of you tomorrow on Saturday, and hopefully the rest of you on Sunday. If there's a church friend you haven't seen for a while and you wonder how they're doing, call them up. Just be bold. Say, hey, I'm not trying to be impolite, but I haven't seen you. How the heck are you doing? Let's get together, or let's talk on the phone, or let's do a personal Zoom, something like that. So reconnect. Okay. Yes, I don't have another minor league hat, but today we're going full on blue crab right out of the Chesapeake Bay, which when I was a kid, and we used to buy them up the street from my house, we used to buy Chesapeake Bay crabs right there. And, you could get a bushel. We thought they were expensive when they got up to $40. I'm pricing them out now, and they're close to $300 a bushel. So the value of crabs are going up. Maybe we should make a church investment. Anyway, whole nother story. God bless you. Hope to see you this weekend. And so bye for now.